All right, welcome back. We are back at it. Last weekend, I got the passenger side seat riser plug welded in, got everything prepped and ready to go, and then promptly ran out of weld-through primer before I could tackle the other side. Look what I got. Okay, let's get to work on this driver side pan. Okay, forgive the background noise. That's my vent fan, just kind of moving the spray paint fumes out of the way. Got it weld-through primered all the way around. I did a video a while back on if weld-through primer actually works, and I think the conclusion was it's better than nothing and better than maybe primer by itself. So what the heck, we'll use it. If it protects, awesome. If it doesn't, bummer. But better than nothing, and hopefully no one sees this for a minute or two. So I used my body weight as I welded down just to make sure that this seat riser was flush against the floor. If you recall the old video or the previous video where I did all the modifications, there's a lot that I did to the seat riser to make it fit just right. And after that was the hard part. The easy part, once it was all meshed up to the floor nicely, was just welding it in. So very similar to the passenger side, I went ahead and used my RV jacks and just a piece of wood. These are not cranked on here. I can move the wood kind of underneath. This is just to provide enough even pressure to bring any spots of the floor that were dipping down a little bit up to the seat riser, just to make sure that everything is perfectly level and flush. And the end result is that, yeah, it lines up really nicely. All right, there's two seat risers welded in. At this point, I've got all the major things on the floor accomplished, all my welds in. There are a few things I still need to go back and do. I need to grind, obviously, the driver seat pan, seat riser, do the stitch welding like the book says around the both seat risers, and there's still where I made the relief cuts for the floor to make it match the firewall transmission tunnel. I need to clean those up, and there's on the other side a spot I still need to weld up. And then if you are following along back at the transition pan, I need to clean some of that up and weld a little bit there. So it's not one big project, it's a bunch of small little projects. Okay, I went ahead and did stitch welds. The book called for 1 to 2 inch spaced apart. I kind of went a little freestyle here and did maybe like 1.5 to 2 inch lengths and spaced them out as such. I don't think it's super critical, and kind of looking at pictures of what other people have done or what the factory did, it was kind of all over the place. But it's obviously not, or it's not obvious on this side because I ground down all the welds and primed. This is in addition to the spot welds, the plug welds that emulate the factory spot welds all around. I've read on some of the forums, there's a lot of debate about how structural these are, the seat pans. If you think about it, it is another like really good source of structure and tying together your rockers to the floor. And then because it's overlapping a little bit with the floor support, it adds a lot of rigidity there as well. But if you think about it, your seats are mounted on here. So in an accident, if this isn't secure and you're properly buckled into your seat, if this comes off, you're going with it. So it kind of makes sense that they doubled up and did the spot welds and the stitch welding as well, just to make sure it's held in there. Over on the passenger side, I'll try to do a little YouTube card so you can see. But if you recall, I had to make a relief cut here to get the floor to lay flat against this curve, or I guess to lay against this curve, not flat. My repair is here. It's in and pretty solid. There's a little bit of a gap there. Might be hard to see, but with the light where it is, it's really actually pretty easy to see. kind of where the weld didn't go all the way across. When I clean this up, I know I'm going to have to go through and touch up a few things with the welder. That might be on the list, or it might be a fillet on this side and move on, or seam seal and move on. I'm obviously going to have to go on the other side, and whether or not I rotisserie or I elevate this and work kind of on my back going up, we'll see. But regardless, everywhere I'm going to go around on the other side and touch up any screw holes that I did with the self-tapping screws and places like this where I needed to weld a patch in. But it's all going to be looked over and dealt with appropriately. Okay, as far as the seat risers go, the only things I really have left are grinding flat some of these welds, touching things up and priming, and I am not going to bore you with grinding and watching paint dry. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I am really excited with how these turned out. They line up well. They lay flat or level if you measure side to side. I'm actually really happy. It's a huge milestone, and all of the major things with the floor are done. So I can, yeah, from here on, it's really just cleanup of grinding welds, touching up any welds that may be needed. I know I had some cold welds kind of going along here. You might be able to see, or if you recall from old videos, yeah, there's a little bit of work that needs to get done over there, but that is going to be it for this weekend. I wanted to finish touching up on that side. I got the transition pan over there nice and flat and touched everything up. I need to do the same still over here. But that's going to be a project for another day. I need to continue with all of these small little projects. I may or may not even make a video on them. I don't know how interested people are on watching a time lapse of me just grinding and touching up my old welds. Okay, that is it for me for this video. I appreciate you sticking around and watching. This is probably it for 2023 for all the major work that you're going to see. I hope everyone has happy holidays, get to spend some time relaxing, some time off, friends and family. And yeah, I hope to see you back soon.